All right, this is a little update slash standalone video for my visual novel page. I guess a little backstory if you are unaware. I have a big visual novel page that I'm working on, but it's kind of so big that it has, not including the main page, it has 8 sections, and it's so big that each of those sections could be their own page. So I got to the point where I completed one of these pages, and so I have it, in my main. This is the main page version, and then I have basically a standalone version just because it's so big. So yeah, that's kind of what this video is about. So that's why it's an update slash a standalone video. For the sake of the video, I'll be showing the full version, which is this one. But I just wanted to mention that there are two separate versions. But I'll link both in the description, and it should be pretty simple to see which is which. Because there aren't too many differences. It's basically the standalone version just removes all links and elements to other pages, and you'll see what I mean in a second. Because I'll still show both, I'm just not going to go over both in detail because they're so similar. So, I guess code-wise they're a little different because I have components in my visual novel page because they're basically elements that are used on more than one page, but since there's only one page in the standalone version, I don't use any components, and there would only be one anyway, which is the footer. And then uh, in my images for the non-standalone, there's a folder for each page. This one there isn't. And then same in this, there's a separate st styles page for each as well as the main styles, but this one there's only the main styles. So all the differences you would expect basically. So I'm not really gonna, yeah, I'm not gonna talk about the HTML because it's HTML. It's not too interesting. And I'm probably not gonna talk about the styles either, but I will talk about the script. So I'll do it from this one. So I got one, but so this is what gets all the components. It's basically just fetching from yourself. I think I mentioned this in the last video. Uh, then this is one function that adds all the event listeners, and the reason why there's this is because, um, you know, there's event listeners on. There might not be any, but basically it prevents any error. No, there is. No, there isn't. Sorry, I'm getting confused with myself. But basically, if these had any event listeners being added to them, then obviously you don't want them loading in before the actual page content is loaded with this. So that's why there's a function, and I have it in a finally statement. And the reason I was confused is because on a separate website, I do have event listeners being added to elements being loaded in with the JavaScript. Anyway, this is for the expandable sections. You'll see how those work if you haven't already. And then this is a new addition. This is a menu, which basically I have, IDs throughout the website for each section, but there's only, I can't have a list of every section. Well, I could, but I can't have a list of every section in each section because, that would be repetitive. So if you're at the top of the page, there's the standard list, but then you can press the M key, so like menu, which basically brings up a sidebar for all the IDs. You'll see. And then these are, open and close nav, that's for this. And then what these do is pretty simple. All they do, or all this does, is just it puts the sidebar elements on the bottom on smaller screens so they're not overlapping. And you'll see what that means in a second. So let me just open this up. Here we are. So this is the full page version. This is the single page version, so no header, no sidebar icons. And then what I mean is these go to the bottom of the page. So I can just do this. Actually, no, I'll just do inspect. So see, they're getting close to overlapping, and then, but that gets smaller too. But now they pop down at the very bottom. I'm not gonna scroll all the way down, but and they're back up. So since this is like complete, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the excuse me, about the content of the page, but not too much. And also, this is the menu. See, it's just this, but on the side, so you can basically view it at any point in the page. So this is for a for a homebrew program called vnds, basically for playing visual novels on the DS. That's what this entire page is about. No, I'm passionate about it. It's pretty cool, and also there's a bunch of documentation on it. Like not a bunch, but there's a non insignificant amount, but it's all kind of like spread out. There are some like good resources which I have linked into separate to, or not separate, but on different places on this page. But basically, if you wanted to know, there's no place to know everything or know most things and have all the resources as well. So that's kind of what this kind of hopes to achieve. See, there's a bunch of download links, and this one was one that I felt like I had all my ducks in a row, so to speak, before I had it. Like I thought, oh, I have all of these uploaded that I can link to. I I know everything about all there is because there isn't a lot, but it turned out there's more than I thought. So I ended up, there's a lot of time gathering my resources while working on the page at the same time, which isn't optimal, but no, I also had you know, a lot of resources as well, so I could, say I'm waiting for something to finish uploading so I can link it. I could still work on the page and look around for different stuff. So here, this is what I mean by the drop down. This is similar to my clan app page because they're all sourced from that one big one that will be finished at some point, I hope. And also, I really like it. It's just very simple but very effective. See, these all contain lists of every single game. So just having those on the page normally would be a bit annoying, I feel. Imagine this, but the length is like whoa. So you want a way to kind of avoid that. Uh, so that's what these are for, and they're for like the article sections as well. These are just lists, but the way I kind of have it is this is kind of like a main section, so this is an about, so it's not a drop down. But then you go here, and then these are a bunch of like subsections, so to speak, which are drop downs. And see, this is me kind of describing the syntax of the. It's kind of an interp. Basically, the program interprets the language, and the language is just very simple. It's just keywords, except for almost all the keywords are the first word on the line. And then here's the other materials. This is the biggest section. Um, the biggest section that I didn't know about. Like I knew about this, but I didn't know about these three. I knew about these first three, and then I didn't know about these three. So that was kind of a big section to do. And then also one thing, I haven't done this before, but it was pretty simple to do since it's basically the same as embedding YouTube videos. Actually, scroll up. These are embedded YouTube videos, pretty standard stuff. But then I figured you could do it, but I just didn't realize it would be so simple. You can embed websites. So here, this is just basically the website that I'm linking to. If I open it here, it's just that same page, but in here, which to kind of like since I'm talking about it a lot, I think this is a really smart way to do it. And then it takes up a decent amount of space, but that's what this is for. And these are things I've done. See, there's only two at the moment, but you know, can't spend all my time doing it. But I made an extension that was one of my very own videos there. And yeah, this is a pretty short page, just looking through it normally. But if you were to expand and read all of those sections, it actually is fairly long. And I think the code. Let me go here. Forget how long, but I'll scroll to the bottom here. Yeah, it's about 1,000 lines. But this text, this is all in one line, but it's not on. It's not. it's on one line, but because of the wraparound, it looks like more. And that might be all I have to say about it. It's not like I'm gonna just start reading off the website. That doesn't really make sense. But I'm kind of glad that I have like a another fully complete website, and then also it's a big part of the visual novel website that I did. And one last thing I want to mention because I kind of contradicted myself here. I basically originally said because this is like a basically a good version of a website I made before I started coding. I basically said I was going to get this one up to the point where I had it on that one in terms of articles, but I was kind of just on a roll, so I finished it. So yeah, I think that might be all I have to say on this one. Just letting the brain run through, but uh, nope. So that's all for this one, and see you next time.